Good morning. It is the occasional vlog. It's Saturday. I'm currently on B&Q's car park. What a way to start. I'm just going to go and look for some garden bits because the weather this weekend is unseat. I'm just looking because I'm always self-conscious when I'm vlogging in the car because I look like a weirdo. I mean, I could just be on a video call, couldn't I? Yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, it's a really nice weather forecast this weekend, like 16 degrees in Liverpool, so really nice and warm. So I'm going to get out in the garden, do some gardening, get the garden tidied for the first time this year, all being well. It was raining a couple of days ago, so we'll see whether I can mow the lawns or not. But I also want to pick up like a cordless hedge trimmer just to trim back some ivy and stuff at the back of the garden that's starting to encroach into our garden over the past few years. So I'm going to go and have a look in B&Q for one now. I want a cordless one, a lightweight one, because I think I mentioned a few weeks ago I've been having problems with tennis elbow. So I went out there the other day with shears, trying to shear it back, and it was really uncomfortable on my arm, which is actually loads better now. It's taken 3 months, but my arm's starting to feel loads better now. So I don't want to re-injure that. So I'm going to take it easy with some lightweight, hopefully fairly easy to use power tools. And plus it's fun to buy things that make noise and cut things, isn't it? Hopefully not fingers. Anyway, I'll see you, I'll pop in there and I'll see you in a bit. There was a man gesturing and waving his arms as he walked towards me while I was doing that bit of video. It was very distracting. Didn't realise he was gesturing and waving his arms to the person behind me. Well, they had one on the website that was listed as for sale in here. And 85, because this one's a little on that side of cheap. They don't have it in the store. Oh well, I have to go 99. And this one is Bosch, and I have a Bosch drill, so I already have this battery system. So realistically that would be a sensible thing to go for. But this one is also not as good as this one as far as like stats. Plus it's got a massive battery compared to the other one. I'll go with this one. Oh, and I also picked up a pair of safety glasses just so I don't... I do have a pair somewhere, but it'll be one of them things where I'll struggle to find them. And I couldn't... and I'll end up spending like 10 minutes trying to find a pair of goggles, and I could just be using that time to do something productive, so I bought some new ones. Speaking of my arm, just carrying something like that around B&Q, I had to switch to this arm because it just starts aching, you just know it's coming. It's much better now though. I've been using, I had like a strap for a tennis elbow, which did help a bit for a while. And then when it started to improve, I've been doing like exercises, an NHS document I found online that shows you some of the exercises to do. And it's starting to get some more strength back in it, but it's been a real pain. I was chatting to my dad about it, and apparently my granddad had it as well, so it's like, I don't know if it runs in the family. I don't think it really does. I think it's just one of them things with age, tendons start to go. Anyway, I'm going to pop to the range because we picked some bulbs up yesterday, some plant bulbs, not light bulbs, and I was going to put them in the planters that we've already got, but I have a feeling I might have thrown some of those planters out, and they were in rough condition anyway, so it'd be nice to get a couple of planters for the garden. Try and get a little bit of colour in there this year. We've nothing grandiose planned for the garden. We've got this really nice space, but we don't really take advantage of it. But I would like to try and get the back at least tidied up a bit better. Anyway, we'll talk about that when we're actually in the garden in a bit. Well, I didn't have anything I like the look of, so I got these scoopy things for scooping up leaves and crap. And I got a plant pot for the plant in the kitchen. Not the most successful outing. They had like plastic ones that we've already got, and I wanted something a bit more decorative. But all the decorative stuff was ceramic, and I don't really want ceramic. I just wanted it fairly cheap but decent looking. I was going to suggest to Gemma that we could go out to a garden centre tomorrow, but I think we're going to try and get up to Lakeland Wildlife Oasis with the weather being absolutely glorious. Anyway, we'll catch up when we get home. We are back home, which means I can use the follow me around camera. Got my hedge trimmer. We'll sort that out in a bit. Quick update on what's been going on. Gemma's dad's doing well. Doctors are happy with his progress. Very good news. Gemma unfortunately had an abscess on her tooth, so she's been a bit uncomfortable the last week or so, but she's been on antibiotics and that's come right down, and she'll be seeing the dentist on that about that on Monday. So she might not be in the vlog too much. She doesn't look too bad now, but at one point she had some really bad, nasty swelling on the side of her face, which is just the worst time for her, you know. She's got so much going on and I had to put up with that as well, so I felt really bad for her. She ended up having to work with it and everything. Yeah, it's been a bit upsetting. Just another thing, just to, you know, start of the year's not been the best, I'll be honest. I got a parking ticket. Well, I got a threat of a fine for a parking ticket. A couple of caveats, quite a few caveats on this one. You'll like this if you're a fan of private car parks. I always like, when I look at a private car park, I look at the reviews to see if they're, like, you know, known for scamming. So I got this park. I was surprised to get this parking ticket through because I don't, you know, I park on like Q parks, which are fairly, you know, they're expensive, but they're legitimate. Yeah, this was for somewhere called Paradise Mill. Never been there. Doesn't ring a bell to me. And it's a number plate for a car. It's not my car. So I've written back to them and said, I think you made a mistake here. This is not my car. And they're like, oh no, the DVLA said you own this car. So I've written to the DVLA to say, do I own this car? Because I've never owned this car in my life. So I'm waiting a response on that. Some more caveats just to make this fun. It was a parking ticket 5 years ago. 5 years ago, May 10th, 2022. Long-time viewers of our channel will know that May 2022 we were in Florida. Remember the trip where we had to go to Sainsbury's to get our COVID test the day before we could fly? And I do actually have an on-ride photograph of me and Gemma on Pirates of the Caribbean on the date that they said I was parking in Paradise Mill. They haven't even told me where it is. From a bit quick Google online, I found that it's either a mill, obviously given the name, in Macclesfield, or, and I'm thinking this is probably the one, a car park in Bury that used to be on the site of a mill. Well, it's on the site of what used to be a mill. Because when you look at that one online, it comes up with car parking complaints for hundreds and hundreds of people who like turned up, tried to buy a ticket, the machines were out of order, and then got fined and stuff like that. In my case, they did it for a car I don't even own, so I don't know how that works. So yeah, when the DVLA come back with the "this is not your car," which I'm fully expecting they will, because if it was my car, or even if someone had tried to scam to suggest that it was my car, I would have got things like tax renewals through, which I never did. Yeah, we'll probably deal with it from there, because if they've got my name and address, I want to know where they've got it from. Anyway, that's yeah, ridiculous. I find it, like, I don't understand how a private parking company can, out of the blue, send a letter to someone demanding fines with threats of court appearances without first having, like, some evidence. Because they've obviously got no evidence that it's my car. They've just guessed. They probably looked at electoral register or whatever, I don't know, and seen my name and seen someone else's name matches and gone, we'll send it to him. But I don't understand how they can legally do that. But yeah, that's car parking companies for you, isn't it? Anyway, other than that, we met Emma and John last week actually as well. Emma and John, you're welcome. Who we watch all their vlogs, they watch all of ours. They do some great content on travel, cruises, Disney. Really nice couple, and they've got a lovely dog called Louie, and they've been on holiday. I think they've just put their first spitting everywhere. The first video from the travel day or from I think it was a hotel stay live for that. Yeah, they were on the way back down. They spent a couple of days in Liverpool, so we went down and met them at Dead Crafty, my favourite haunt. And a lovely night, catching up, chatting and stuff like that. I wasn't drinking, I was driving. So it was a rare occasion when I went to Dead Crafty and had non-alcohol beers, which was actually quite pleasant as well. The day after I made up for it, because I met my old friends from school who I met in Wigan when we went to Parbold just before Christmas. And we went to Dead Crafty and had beers. So that was last weekend. And that brings you pretty much up to date, because obviously we have, where possible, either done little occasional vlogs, zoo vlogs, or Matt and Mia vlogs, but we haven't really done so much like this full sort of stand up in front of the camera type thing, occasional vlogs that we're used to doing on the channel. So this is the first one really for a little while. And it's a gardening one. Probably want an update on the cats, don't you? She's defying me. Well, there is one of them here. He is a little pixie monster. Checking out the new purchase. She's doing great, as always. extreme close up. The other two are just fine as well. They're upstairs, relaxing on the bed. Everyone's invested with Cat. Everyone we speak to, like my mum, Emma, tell us about Cat. How's Cat doing? Cat's been a regular visitor every day. He was there this morning. I'm not sure if he's out there now. He might be in his den, but he just comes, gets a bowl of food, and then goes somewhere else, probably to get another bowl of food. He's doing all right. He looks scruffy because of the time of the year. His bib, because of the white fur on his bib, gets really dirty, and his tail looks a bit matted. So, but again, I just can't get close to him. I'd love to get him to the vets, but I keep saying this, but I can't get close to him. We think he's already been to the vets because last year he turned up and he was perfectly manicured, the prettiest cat ever. And now he's like on over the winter, he looks scruffy again. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm on like a blood dinner because I got this atrial fib and high blood pressure, controlled high blood pressure. I'm on a blood dinner. It's like a precautionary thing because it can cause blood clots. So if I get scratched by him, it'll just bleed, so I have to stay away from him basically. Cats I can trust because I know they don't scratch. Him, he has scratched me in the past, so I do have to be really careful with him. Anyway, I'm going to get the new cordless trimmer on charge. You'll be pleased to know, having just read what I've said, I do have anti-cut gloves, and obviously I've just bought the goggles. I didn't buy a full face shield, I probably should have done, but we'll just have to be careful. If we find it's kicking up a lot of branches and stuff that are going to hit me, I will stop and then just get a face shield type thing. But yeah, we should be okay, all being well. And I'm going to get started on the gardens in a bit. It looks lovely out there already. And what I want to do, I can't really show you because I'm filming me, but I want to wait for the sun to come over a bit more and dry off some of the grass before I get mowing. So probably around lunchtime, a little bit later on, it'll start to get that way. Well, one side of our garden's always in shade, unfortunately, but the other side isn't. I did manage to get the fence panel from the neighbour's fence blowing down in the storm back in. That was what caused my tennis elbow. That's all back in now. She's very happy that we managed to fix it for her. We do just have one fence panel down, but rather handily it's where our privet bush is, which gave me the idea that I'm going to take cuttings from our privet bush and up the back where all of our fences are broken. In fact, let me show you. Up in that back part there, we've obviously got the bamboo screen up. That screen is now more string than screen because it keeps blowing down every time there's a storm. What I might do is put some privet up there and let that grow up and cover up the gap in the fence, because I mean, we need to get a fence company in to do the repairs on it, but I'm kind of happy with the screen, and I kind of like having it open a little bit because it means the cats can get through into the garden. Well, cat can get through into the garden. And I quite like having a travelable garden for animals because I know that we get hedgehogs. So if I start putting loads of fences up, the hedgehogs won't be able to get in and things like that, or get out even. And I didn't mention last week, but I did mention it when we went to Mountain Mere that I was looking for a new birdseed feeder. It's actually, I bought one. I didn't buy it from Mountain Mere, but it is on the seed feeder now, which is now starting to lean under the weight of it, I think. It's like a big anti-squirrel one. Now, I don't mind the squirrels getting at the seed, but I just thought, it's the, they can still go to the peanuts if they want anything to eat, and that peanut feeder is pretty stout, so they're not going to break that too quickly. Yeah, the blue tits and great tits have been feeding from that quite a lot. And you can see the peanut, well, you probably can't on this because this camera's not great for this sort of thing, but the peanut feeder has been visited a lot. We did come downstairs the other day to a woodpecker on the peanut feeder, which is the first time in years that's happened, so we were so happy to see that. Oh, and sure enough, I'm just relaxing for the morning, and Cat's returned. And he sat on the picnic bench having a nice relax. He does like it up there, and he likes up the back there. You can see one of the ginger idiots from over the back. He likes to lie on the logs over there. Oh, so the ginger cat, we have the neighbour's got a beautiful ginger cat, but this one here visits from over the back. I think he lives over the back, and for many weeks now he's been coming on his own. But then he used to have, like, I'm assuming his brother. He would come over with his brother, and I was a bit worried that maybe his brother had, like, gone. But then the other day they both came and visited, and it was very cute. The two of them are still about. These ones, I mean, they're obviously owned by people, but they won't come near to me. They don't like me. Cordless trimmer did come with a chonking great charger. That's another charger for the pile of chargers. I wish they'd all just agree as standard. And the battery was mostly charged, so it is now fully charged, and we can use it later. It's a decent, hefty battery as well. And when we did say it was 5 amp hours, whereas the Bosch one was a 2 amp hour battery. So this one will probably last a bit longer. Well, I think we'd better start thinking about getting some of this garden done. So the issue I've got, I'm going to use the hedge trimmer on this and probably tack this back and that back because they're getting a bit big. That one's new, so I'm going to leave that one for now, but that's the main job up the back there. The problem with that is, to get to that I need to clear all this at the bottom. Or at least break down this wood and bring it to the side of the shed. The shed's going down, watch this. That is very much on its way out. Yeah, you can see here the fence took a pummeling when the tree came down. We never got around to repairing it. But all this stuff's building up at the back and I want to try and reduce it down a bit. At least so I can get around the back of there and just trim all that bush back over the fence. And then gradually reduce it all back and get it in the bin or to the tip or something. If I don't get this lawn started now, it's going to grow a lot. Look who's just joined us as well. Always joins us when I'm trying to do the gardening and then freaks out. You alright, buddy? How you doing? Hey? You doing good? You're looking a bit cleaner than you were the other week, but not as good as you were at the summer. I wish I could pet him, but he won't let me. And now the weather's improving, we can start to get some of this stuff out of this shed back onto the garden. So things like the furniture around there, the metal figures, some of the lanterns, put them on the garden. That'll be nice. Make this place look a little bit more summery. I'll probably have a declutter as well, actually, because there's like old tyres and stuff down there that'll be probably not usable now. Well, these two are starting to look more and more rusty as the years go on, but unfortunately the company we bought them from went out of business. I'm sure we could probably get them from elsewhere. It's just a shame because they're really good fun. Well, we might as well give this a quick try, because cut back this privet bush for you, you'll be able to see the garden better when I'm doing the mowing. So it mashed that one. That looks alright, that actually, I'm quite happy with that. And this one wasn't a problem as well. Gemma's going to kill me for what I've done to the rhododendron. It was getting too far out though, so it needed to be cut back a bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. Next stop, I need to do some stuff up there, but that's going to have to wait for now. I need to get the lawns mowed as well and then start breaking stuff down. That was like a hot knife through butter, that. Even the bigger pieces, because it'll do up to like 25mm, so even these bigger pieces here, it just mashed them. That's probably up the top end of what you can cut with it. Just using the opportunity to play about with the DJI Osmo a bit more. The one thing I can't seem to get the app to do is to do follow. So if I do this now, it'll just let me walk out a shot. I can do it on the back of the camera, so I'm obviously doing something wrong. Anyway, I've got me leaf things, got me gloves, pick up some of that rubbish I've just cut down. These things are far more awkward to use than I thought they were going to be. There we go, we're sorted now. Oh yeah. So Gemma was saying she doesn't like it when people use these microphones and they get so far away from the camera and you can hear them talking but you can't see them properly. Sorry, Gem. Not bringing the camera all the way down here. Oh, that's so much easier. I went to buy these years ago, they were like £6. This is what you get from watching Flawless Cleaning. You see him using stuff like this and go, oh, that's a good idea. There we go, most of the leaves are gone now. The rest will probably just mow up. Rawr. Tell you what, these would be good for swimming as well. Interestingly, the app disconnected, so when I edit this we'll find out whether that actually causes a problem or not. Ah, I've sorted the follow mode now as well. So you have to draw, you can't really see this, but you have to draw a picture around you on the app. It's not really working as well because of the light being behind me. I really should move the camera. But when I do that now, it follows me around. And apparently I can also allow it to zoom. So it'll follow me down the garden, but it's only digital zoom, so I don't really use it on this camera. Just get this set of LEDs up because they're broken. Unfortunately, these cheap LEDs only last a season, even if you take them in. I'm going to buy as many of them this year, I don't think. Well, I like that it's actually managed to find me over here as well. They're fit for the bin. I wonder how far around it'll follow me. That's really weird. What do we think of this camera then? Keeper or? I think it's pretty good. I like it for when we're doing the zoo stuff. It's really super smooth when we're walking around. And the audio's really good actually. I was telling Emma and John that I didn't like these. I mentioned it on the vlogs, didn't I? I didn't like this sort of audio style where like using extra audio like this because I like the atmosphere, but when I've actually watched it back from the stuff we've recorded, it's done really well. The only slight issue is it's quite sensitive, so that's good because when Gemma's talking to me, it picks Gemma up as well. But it also picks up like other people around me who are chatting about animals in the zoo and stuff, and the audio on the camera doesn't tend to do that so much. Anyway, I'm going to get some mowing done. Well, the lawn is now all mowed, looking much better, and it doesn't look like it, but I did take a bit of time over here, and you can now get around the back of there. I found an iron board, forgot we even had that, must have dumped it up here years ago. There's logs we can't get rid of from the tree being cut down because they left logs behind, which we weren't super happy about. But I have brought down 2 more, possibly even 3 more fence panels. Some of it's gone in the bin, some's gone here. I feel like we're going to have a fire, get rid of some of it, and some of this as well. Might not be a bad thing, but not today while it's the first warm day of the year. The fence panels behind here are probably only being held up by this ivy, so I'm a bit worried that once I take this, the whole lot will come down. And what you don't know about our land is it actually goes back another about probably 6-7 feet, maybe further, and meets up with a fence on the opposite side. And the summer house that the neighbours over there built actually encroaches on our neighbour's land. So it's kind of a bit of a no man's land round there. When we bought the house, the fence was here. I got the land deeds for it. We do have more land further back, to be honest. I'm not getting through there right now, so it's a long going, it's not really a current concern of mine. I just want to open this space up a little bit because once the shed's dropped, there'll be a nice concrete flat patio here that we could use. I'm assuming. It might be wrecked underneath. Right, pretty happy with that. I've had to stop though before I went too far because my arm is absolutely killing me now. I don't want to re-injure it too badly. So I'll give it a break. I did strap it up though, so hopefully I've managed to avoid aggravating it too much. I do have this plant to pot as well, so I'm going to do that in a bit. And then I do need to look for the planters. I was going to wash the car today and I'm a bit disappointed I'm not going to get to it because it's a beautiful day for it, but I just don't want to push my luck with this arm because, as I say, 3 months for it to get better so far and it's still not 100%. It's probably about 65, 70. And our probably 2-year-old, if that, barbecue did not survive the winter again. It's fell over in the storms and got broken. We could probably use it at a push, but I might look for another new one this year. One fun thing was last year we had bluebells in an area that was a bit inconvenient, so I moved them around the garden a little bit. And now trying to remember where they were is the fun part. So I found some here, which I'm pretty sure is where they were last year. Found some under that privet bush. Didn't know about those ones. There's some a bit further up beyond that log, and then some in the corner up there which I knew about, but also I think there might be some down here. Where aren't they? One thing I did figure out last year is that if you're like us and you've got loads of these solar lights, now this one probably won't work because it's got water in it, but I'll try it anyway. You know, they go all cloudy on the top. Get a cloth and use Sif on them like a cutting compound and shine them again. Yeah, and they come right up. I've had this, a couple of the ones in the front garden, seems to help them a little bit. As I said though, you can see there's moisture inside this and loads of Sif now, so it probably is broken. Yeah, very happy with how it's turned out, I must admit. For the first cut of the year it's looking pretty decent. That back's an ongoing concern. We can't fix everything up there in 1 year. We'd need to get someone in to do it really, ideally, and I'd rather do it myself. I kind of enjoy just picking at it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's my garden. No one's going to judge me on it, apart from people on YouTube, and I don't really care about anybody who judges me for having a messy garden. Anyway, yeah. I have, like, you know, ideally, I'd like to have more flag space further up the garden. Not all of it, but just a bit further. Some more planters and stuff like that. I'd love to have this as a lean-to with a roof, shelter area, and possibly even have it as a catio, but it's just so much work and effort, and all of these windows are positioned in such an awkward position that we wouldn't be able to easily build a catio around here. Because I was like, well, maybe we could have something on the house, on the side of the house there from where the bricks are, but then it clashes with the window. I don't think I'd be able to fasten a catio to the fascia boards because it would be really bad for the roof. If I did anyway, it'd come across the front of this window. So I don't know. We did give it some thought, but we didn't come to any solutions. The other thing was to have just an awning put on or something, but again, this window and everything just doesn't line up correctly for an awning. A couple of the houses further down have actually extended this out as part of like an extension and turned it into a livable space. I'm assuming they either get rid of this window or change the size of it, but that's a heck of a lot of effort that I can't be bothered with. And the other thing I would love to do is have a summer house area with a bit more garden storage and somewhere to put a model railway, but that is, you know, tens of thousands of pounds of investment that we can't really make at the minute. But it's a nice enough little space to sit outside in the sunshine in the summer. Maybe we could put some cheaper sheds up or whatever. I'm not doing that again because every single vlog last year was about sheds. But it's quite interesting. I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers who do, like, you know, I bought this house and I did this, and they're like, oh, we don't know everything, we're just finding our way and having fun, and if it looks a bit better at the end, then that's great. So I've tried to sort of think about doing that with our house. So like I've started doing things like the tiles around the bathroom, cleaning them up, putting new bathrooms in, simple things that aren't like, it's not 100% better, but it's 80% better. Was it one of the car channels I watch? He said it's what's his name, Junkyard Digs, and he says something along the lines of, well, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's different. Well, as you can tell, I took some time out, got myself a bath, had a bit of lunch, so now I get up to 4 o'clock. I'm going to do a few pots and then I'm going to go and pick Gemma up. She's well, I asked if she fancied a quick drink in, because she's had the tooth thing. She's off her antibiotics now, so I asked her if she fancied a quick drink in the Cas Social. So I'll probably do that before we come home. She's cooking burgers for tea tonight, so I'm looking forward to that because she always cooks really nice burgers. And we'll catch up with you in a bit, possibly at Cas, possibly when we get back later. Well, we are back home, and now we get to see how many of our lanterns don't work anymore. This one's working. That one isn't. All the ones in the shade apparently not working, so they'll probably be fine. None of the flame ones came on. I'm assuming maybe they're turned off. That one got a lot of sun today. My favourite's right down at the bottom of the garden. Them 3 LEDs was a whole rope of them, and there's only them 3 that work now. I also just heard something around here. Down there. Could be a ratty, could be a hedgehog, we don't know.
Hello.
Gemma's home. How are you feeling, honey?
Okay, tired.
Tired. So we've decided we're not going to have burgers, we're going to have some takeaway, aren't we? Yeah, fair enough. After not the best week for you, sweetie. I mean, I could, but I also suggested takeaway. And I cooked tea last night anyway. Sorry, I warmed up tea in the air fryer last night.
You air fried some
chicken. It was nice. What do you want then? Chicken. We'll figure something out anyway. And look who joined us. 'Tis the boys too, Reginald and Archibald. We did have a beer in Kaz, but I didn't film any of it because I forgot. But you had a Polly's, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And I had
tiger something.
Yeah, something tiger themed. And I had a beer that I've forgotten, but it was pretty decent. We went with pizza. There's a pizzeria that's opened up near to us that gets really good reviews. So we ordered it the other week. It was really nice. So we decided to go for it again. Garlic bread with mushrooms. And what's the pizza?
The Los Angeles.
What's on that? Time has passed. Oh, look at that. That looks good, doesn't it?
Mushroom and bacon, I think.
Smashing. There's more fillings on that, toppings on that tonight.
There's 4 different toppings on that one.
All right, very good. And the delivery guy who dropped it off was a proper character, joking about how he tasted everything on the way down to make sure it was good quality. Anyway, enjoy, honey.
I will.
Well, I'm just sat on the floor giving Pixie some attention. She wanted a snuggle. The pizza was really nice tonight. Really enjoyed it. Jem got really tired, so she's headed up to bed. And to be honest, I'm going to follow her soon, because I'm quite tired too. It was a pleasant evening. So tomorrow's plan is we're going to go up to Lakeland Wildlife Oasis. We'll probably do a full video for it, I imagine, as well. You know, might as well, because we've done quite a lot of gardening today, so I imagine we can stand to have an extra zoo vlog this week or next week or whenever it's there for. So we'll catch up with you then. Sorry, she's too cute. And there's a little Reggie monster there having a wash too. Actually, he'll be upstairs somewhere. Anyway, good night. Good morning. You alright?
Yeah, I am now.
Good.
Now I only got one face instead of 2.
Yeah, poor Gemma. She's had a rough week, hasn't she? Anyway, we're going to have a nice day. The weather's beautiful, so we're going to go up to the Lakeland Wildlife Oasis and have a little bit of an update there and see what's going on.
Yep.
Not sure if it's going to be its own video yet. We'll see what we record. You'll probably find out if this one gets forward in time very, very quickly that it's its own video.
Yeah, I've got a new animal though.
They do have a new animal.
That's a penny.
Okay. I'm just making sure we've got our passes. So we'll catch up with you when we get there. Or afterwards. We haven't decided yet. Well, we are back and I've turned into a black and white cat. You had a nice day, hon?
I have, yeah.
It will indeed be its own vlog. Not a long one, probably 15 minutes, something like that. Although I usually predict this and it ends up being 20, 25. But yeah, it was a nice day. We got caught in traffic on the way home, didn't we?
We did. I don't know why though.
I think someone had just come off the road. Nobody was hurt or anything by the looks of it. So
No, there was no debris in the road.
no, I think someone had just had a bit of a slip up with the car or something. There's not much left of this thing that we bought for you, is there? You turned it into the biggest scratcher. I must admit, they love it that much. I'd be tempted to just buy another one soon. Especially because he's so comfy for them to lie on as well.
Yeah, they all like it.
Yeah.
They all lie on it and
they
play on
play,
it and scratch on it.
And it's handy as well because if we don't want it in the lounge, we can just pull it apart, throw it in the cupboard
Yeah,
for,
it's all in like
for a day or two.
individual pieces.
So after a nice day in the zoo, having a relaxed evening, cold beer, Gemma's put some burgers on. I'll tell you what, though, I was going to come home and do the car, but my hands are aching from all the gardening I was doing yesterday. Never had that before. Must be getting old. So one thing I can definitely tell you about Gemma is she sure does steam a mean ham. Well, it is Wednesday. I haven't vlogged anything since the weekend. I haven't really had much happen, to be honest with you, but just been sat here. And you might have just seen running across the garden, then we got squirrels. The trees behind the squirrels live there, but while I'm sat here doing my work, the squirrel just landed on the roof here next to me. Well, not landed, but it climbed up and ran up the roof, stood looking in the window at me. I was like, can I help you? And it turned round and ran off. Down there now, look. They're so cheeky, aren't they? But yeah, I'm currently working. It is Wednesday, and I do need to edit this vlog tonight. Gemma's actually going out tonight, so I'll take that time to get this vlog edited. So yeah, sorry, we just kind of run out of steam a little bit with the vlogs at the minute because we're sort of busy in the evenings and stuff like that. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little gardening afternoon that I had. And obviously we'll hopefully have a zoo vlog for Lakeland coming soon as well. It was a good weekend. I really enjoyed getting out in the garden, getting some fresh air. I think I'm going to try and do that more often on my Saturdays. There's quite a lot of work to do out there still. And we can make work for ourselves in the garden, can't we? Because we can be doing things like painting or planting new things or just tidying and learning how to use hedge shears. The one thing I did sort of realise halfway through using those shears was to stop the shears before I move them. So cut, let go of the button, move, cut, let go of the button, move. Not that I was ever close to cutting myself or anything, but I could see where like that could be quite dangerous. So I quickly learned that one. There's lots more shearing. I'm looking at the garden as I'm saying this. It's a good memory trigger, but there's lots more stuff to be sheared up the back there, all the stuff that's coming over the fence from behind, so we'll get rid of that at some point as well. And also I want to get that holly bush and get that planted. I think that'd be really nice. Maybe have a little dog paw print or something underneath it or something. Nice little memory of our dog Holly. It's been quite a few years since we said goodbye to her, but we've always said we were going to get something for the garden and just never got around to it. So maybe this, bearing in mind I'm looking for sort of small shrubberies to put in the garden, maybe this year is the year to do that. Anyway, I've got an email, so I better get to that. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next vlog, which hopefully will be this weekend. And hopefully do a bit more gardening. So yeah, if you like gardening and watching someone who knows nothing about gardening, do gardening. That channel might be the one to watch for the next few months. See you later anyway. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.